Do the rules apply to you? I'm Pastor Adam. This is Old Testament Thursday. I'm so glad you decided to tune in and check out and see what we've got going on today. I asked you this question of why, or if the rules apply to you, why or why not. If you're going to some, say, event and you had to go to a event center, most event centers, stadiums, whatever, have a clear bag policy where your bag has to be clear so everybody can see what's inside. That's a rule for everybody. No matter who it is, who you are, what you're bringing, you have to have a clear bag. That way, everybody stays safe. And that is a rule set up upon by the event organizer that everybody has to follow. What does this have to do with you? Well, Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13 says this: the conclusion, when all has been heard, is fear God. Keep his commandments because this applies to every person. You see, God has a policy, whether you believe in him or don't believe in him. If you believe as a Christian, you believe that God has created the earth and everybody and everything inside of it. And in doing so, God has set the standard for salvation, for being people, for whatever you can think of. God has set the standard. And no matter who you are, that standard applies to you. Just like how if you went to an event center and they had a policy of a clear bag, you would have to follow it, no matter who you are. Well, here we are as people on God's earth that He created in a universe He creates and sustains. We are subject to His policies. And so His policy is to get into heaven, you must believe in your heart and say that Jesus Christ had died, rose again, is now seated at the right hand of the Father. Now, Jesus Christ is the Son of God who died for our sins, and we need to ask for forgiveness of our sins and try to lead a righteous life. That is why the author of Ecclesiastes says, "Fear God." Fear God is respect for God and is the beginning of all wisdom, and to keep His commandments, to keep His law, to uphold his policies. And his policy states that sin cannot enter heaven and we must have a sacrifice for it to atone for it. Well, that's why we have Jesus Christ, the sacrifice to atone for our sin. So, what do you need to know? What do you need to do? Well, no matter who you are subject to God's policy. What you do about that all depends on if you believe in Jesus Christ. I'm Pastor Adam. This has been Old Testament Thursday, and I'll see you next time.